Welcome to Senior High School Math Series. Let us have definition and equation of a parabola under PreCalculus Quarter 1 Week 2 based on curriculum implementation and learning management matrix for K-12's most essential learning competencies. On this part, we will be taking up the parabola with vertex at the origin. Prior to this video, a lesson on the derivation of the equation of the parabola has been uploaded. If you haven't seen it, the link is on the description of this video. Here are our learning competencies. Defines a parabola. Determine the standard form of the equation of the parabola. Before we continue, let us ponder on this. How much better is it to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver? This is from Proverbs chapter 16, verse 16 of the King James Bible. Let us have a recall of the previous discussion. When a plane intersects the double right circular cone, we get two-dimensional curves of different types. These curves are called conic sections. When the angle made by the plane to the vertical axis is exactly equal to the vertex angle, an open curve called a parabola is formed. We also learned that the degenerate form of the parabola is a line. This time, let us have an explicit definition of a parabola. A parabola is the set of all points in a plane which are equidistant from a fixed point and a fixed line of the plane. The fixed point is called the focus, and the fixed line is called the directrix. In a video prior to this, we derived the equation of the parabola with vertex at the origin. We learned that if the equation of the parabola is x squared equals 4cy, the vertex is at the origin. And when c is greater than 0, the parabola opens upward. While if c is less than 0 or negative, the parabola opens downward. Also, when the equation of the parabola with vertex at the origin is y squared equals 4cx and c is greater than 0, the parabola opens to the right. While if c is less than 0, the parabola opens to the left. This time, let us go to the other features of the graph of a parabola. For the parabola with equation x squared equals 4cy, where c is greater than 0 or c is positive, the parabola opens upward. The vertex is its minimum point or the lowest point, and it is located at the origin. The focus is c units above the vertex, and it's at the point 0c. The axis of symmetry is a line that divides the parabola into two parts that are mirror image of each other. The axis of symmetry contains the focus and the vertex of the parabola, and the parabola is symmetric about the y-axis. Hence, the axis of symmetry is the line x equals 0. The focal chord is a segment whose endpoints are points on the parabola and passes through the focus. If the focal chord is perpendicular to the axis of symmetry, the focal chord is called the latus rectum. The length of the latus rectum can be determined from the coordinates of its endpoints. By substituting c for y in the equation, we will find that x squared is equal to 4c squared. Getting the square root of both sides, x is equal to positive negative 2c. Hence, the endpoints of the latus rectum are the points negative 2c, c, and 2c, c. This makes the length of the latus rectum equal to 4c. The directrix is the line with the equation y is equal to negative c. The vertex of the parabola is midway between the focus and the directrix. For the parabola with equation x squared equals 4cy, where c is less than 0, the parabola opens downward. The vertex is still at the origin. However, the vertex this time is the maximum point or the highest point of the parabola. The focus is still c units away from the vertex, but this time it is below the vertex. Hence, the coordinates of the focus will be 0, negative c. The axis of symmetry is still the line x is equal to 0. The length of latus rectum is the same, that is 4c. However, the ends of the latus rectum this time will be negative 2c, negative c, and 2c, negative c. The directrix now is the line y is equal to c. Let us have an example. Identify the properties of the parabola with equation x squared is equal to 16y, then sketch its graph. By observation, the equation of the parabola is of the form x squared is equal to 4cy. Hence, we can equate 4c as equal to 16. That is from the given equation. And then dividing both sides by 4, we will get c is equal to 4. And since c is positive, we can say that the parabola opens upward. The vertex is at the origin with coordinates 0, 0. The focus will be 4 units above the vertex, that will be at point 0, 4. The axis of symmetry is the line x is equal to 0. The length of latus rectum is equal to 4c, which is equal to 16. The ends of latus rectum, if we will recall, the coordinates will be negative 2c, c, and the other will be at 2c, c. Hence, if c is equal to 4, then the ends of latus rectum will be at negative 8, 4 and 8, 4. The directrix is the line y is equal to negative 4. Let us graph the parabola. Let us have the rectangular coordinate system. The focus at 0, 4. The directrix y is equal to negative 4. Let us have the endpoints of the latus rectum. One at 8, 4 and the other at negative 8, 4. Knowing the vertex and the ends of the latus rectum, we can already have the rough graph of the parabola. Let us continue with the properties of the parabola, this time with the equation y squared is equal to 4cx when c is less than 0 or c is negative. The parabola opens to the left. The vertex is at the origin, and the focus is c units to the left of the vertex. Hence, the coordinates will be negative c, 0. The axis of symmetry is the line y is equal to 0. So, the parabola is symmetric about the x-axis. The length of latus rectum is still 4c, and the ends of the latus rectum will be at negative c, 2c, and negative c, negative 2c. The directrix is the line x is equal to c. For the parabola y squared is equal to 4cx when c is greater than 0, the parabola opens to the right. The vertex is at the origin, and the focus is c units to the right of the vertex. Hence, the coordinates of the focus will be c, 0. The axis of symmetry is still the line y is equal to 0. The parabola is symmetric about the x-axis. The length of latus rectum is 4c, and this time the ends of the latus rectum will be at the points c, 2c, and c, negative 2c. The directrix will be the vertical line x equals negative c. Let us have another example. A parabola has its vertex at the origin, its axis along the x-axis, and passes through the point negative 3, 6. Find its equation. We are given that the parabola has its vertex at the origin, the axis is along the x-axis, and passes through negative 3, 6. So the parabola must be opening to the left, and the equation will be y squared is equal to negative 4cx. Substituting negative 3 for x and 6 for y, we will have 6 squared is equal to negative 4 times c times negative 3. So we have 36 equals 12c. Dividing both sides by 12, then c is equal to 3. Therefore, the equation of the parabola will be y squared is equal to negative 4 times 3x. So, the equation of the parabola is y squared is equal to negative 12x. If we're going to graph the parabola, we will be needing some properties. The vertex at the origin. Since the parabola opens to the left, the focus is at negative c, 0. So that will be negative 3, 0. The latus rectum is 12 units long, and the ends of latus rectum will be at negative c, 2c. So that's negative 3, 6. And the other end at negative c, negative 2c. So that will be negative 3, negative 6. Let us graph the parabola. The rectangular coordinate system. It opens to the left. The focus is at negative 3, 0. The ends of L are negative 3, 6, and negative 3, negative 6. Example number 3. Identify the properties of the parabola with equation 5x minus 4y squared is equal to 0. Let us start with 5x minus 4y squared is equal to 0. Adding negative 5 to both sides of the equation, we will have negative 4y squared is equal to negative 5x. And then let us divide both sides of the equation by -4. So we will have y squared is equal to 5/4 x. Hence the parabola is with the vertex at the origin and it opens to the right. Solving for c, we will have 4c is equal to 5/4. Dividing both sides by 4, we have c is equal to 5/16. Let us have the properties of the parabola. So we have the parabola opening to the right, because the parabola is of the form y squared is equal to 4cx. And then the vertex is at the origin. The focus is at C0, so that will be 5/16, 0. The axis of symmetry will be the x-axis, or the line y equals 0. The length of latus rectum is equal to 5/4, that is 4c. And then the ends of the latus rectum will be the points C to C, so that will be 5/16. 5/16 times 2 is 5/a. And then C, -2c, so that will be 5/16, -5/8. The directrix is the line x is equal to -5/16. Example number 4. Write the equation of the parabola with vertex at origin and the directrix is y minus 5 equals 0. Sketch its graph. We have our given information, the vertex at 0, 0, and the directrix is y minus 5 equals 0. Let us start with the equation of the directrix, that is y minus 5 equals 0. Adding 5 to both sides, we have y is equal to 5. Hence, the distance between the vertex and the directrix is 5. Therefore, c is equal to 5. Now, the parabola is of the form x squared is equal to -4cy, because the focus will be 5 units below the vertex. Then we have the parabola as x squared is equal to -4cy. And since c is equal to 5, the equation of the parabola will be x squared equals -20y. Now let us graph the parabola, and before we do that, let us have the properties. The vertex is at the origin, and as we mentioned, the focus is at 0, -5. Then the length of the latus rectum will be 4c, and that is 20. Now the ends of the latus rectum will be the points -2c, -c, that is -10, -5, and the other end will be at 2c, -c, that will be 10, negative 5. Let us sketch the graph of this parabola. Let us have the rectangular coordinate system, the focus at 0, negative 5. Then we have the directrix, y is equal to 5. Then the ends of latus rectum, negative 10, negative 5, and 10, negative 5. Hence, we have the parabola. This time, let us have some practice exercises. In the practice exercises, you will be given 15 seconds to answer the problem. You may pause the video if you need more time, and then play it again to check whether your answer is correct. Question number 1. Write the equation of the parabola with vertex at the origin, opens to the right, and with length of latus rectum equal to 6. Go. Time is up. Let us answer the problem. We are given that the parabola is with the vertex at the origin. It opens to the right, and the length of latus rectum is equal to 6. Therefore, the parabola is of the form y squared is equal to 4cx, where c is greater than 0. And since the length of latus rectum is equal to 6, also in the discussion, we know that the length of latus rectum is equal to 4c. Therefore, 4c is equal to 6. Substituting in our equation, we have the equation of the parabola as y squared is equal to 6x. Number 2. Identify the properties of the parabola x squared is equal to negative 12y. Go. Time is up. Let us answer. Given the equation of the parabola, x squared is equal to negative 12y, then this is of the form x squared is equal to negative 4cy. Hence, the parabola opens downward. And the vertex is at the origin. Now let us solve for c. From the given equation, we can equate that 4c is equal to 12, dividing both sides by 4, then c is equal to 3. And since the parabola opens downward, then the focus is at 0, negative c. So that will be 0, negative 3. The axis of symmetry will be the y-axis, or the line x is equal to 0. The length of latus rectum is equal to 4c. Then the length of latus rectum is equal to 12. The ends of latus rectum will be the points negative 2c, negative c. So that will be negative 6, negative 3. And the other end at 2c, negative c. So that will be at 6, negative 3. The directrix will be the line above the vertex, so that will be the line y is equal to 3. Number 3, find the equation of the parabola with vertex at origin and focus at 0, 3/4. Go. Time is up. Let us answer. We are given that the vertex is at the origin, so we have the coordinates 0, 0. And the focus at 0, 3/4. Hence, the focus is above the vertex. Therefore, the focus is at 0, C. Then, the parabola is of the equation x squared is equal to 4CY. And since the focus is at 0, 3/4, therefore C is equal to 3/4. Substituting 3/4 for C in the equation, then we will have x squared is equal to 4 times 3/4 y. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Therefore, the equation of the parabola is x squared is equal to 3y. Exercises on this topic may be downloaded from the link given on the description of this video. That will be all. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more math lessons.